I'm a fucking fighter. Mike Tyson. I'm a fucking biter. I'm sorry. Hi, everybody. I love this song so much. Rico Nasty is my favorite. I'm sorry. Okay, my niggas get to wildin'. Got your bitch mad. She saying we childish. Anyone who doubt it. Okay, that's enough. The good songs always come on right before I'm about to go live. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Key Lime OG by Rico Nasty. Chanel Slides by Dreezy. Big Racks by Bree Runway. Those are all the songs that will like get me hype and pull me out of the moment. I forgot for a minute that I was supposed to be going live, so I apologize for that. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me here tonight. If this is your first time tuning in, I am Mambo Soleil. I'm cover mother of Vision Adontor, founder and facilitator of the Charm School Hoodoo Mentorship Program, and I am your weekly reader. I'm also a dope bitch straight up out of Oakland. Hello, hello. Come on into the room. Get settled. Get comfortable. You are here for the weekly wisdom reading, also known as the weekly energy reading, also known as the weekly forecast. This is when I come through and just give you a little bit of insights from the cards about what you need to be aware of in terms of the energy of the week ahead of you, okay? So we will get started in just a moment. As you come into the room, say hello, hit the scale emojis. If you've been here before, you know the scales are really important to me. If you are here because you saw me post in a group that I take questions from the audience, I definitely do. Those questions are no longer free, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. It's accessible, so don't get weird. But I will definitely take questions from the audience when time allows for it. I'm from Oakland. I'm from deep East Oakland. Everyone says that I don't act like it. You don't know me if you think I don't act like it. You haven't tried me yet, and I suggest you not do it. But I love being from Oakland. I love my city. Heartbreaks for what it's becoming with all the bankruptcy and the deficit and the crime and everything. But Oakland has a rich history, and if you know me, you know that it's really shaped a huge part of my identity. Hello, Nicole. Hello, Miss Renee. Hello, Sanidra. Spencer, I don't know who you are, but hello. That name does not look familiar to me. But also sometimes the YouTube does what it wants. So you've probably been here a million times and it just changed your name. Hello, Labalyn. Hello, Bertal. Hello, Drina. Hello, everyone who is tuned in. We're going to go ahead and just jump straight into it. If you know anybody that would be interested in getting a reading, not getting a reading, but who would benefit from this weekly wisdom reading, go ahead and share the link. The more people in the room, the merrier. But so that we're not here all night, I'm going to go ahead and just jump straight into it, okay? Ancestors, angels, ascended masters, spirits who walk with me. My elevated ancestors. What wisdom do we as a collective need about the week ahead of us, the week of December? Card flipped over already. The week of December 29th through January 4th. Another card fell out. Please let us know anything that we need to know about the week ahead of us. Give us insight into how we should navigate the energy of the next 7 days. If there are any lessons, blessings, breakthroughs, blockages, challenges coming our way, give us wisdom around how to navigate those as we navigate the energy of the week ahead. And what was shared is deeply and greatly appreciated. Hey, Dulcinea, good to see you. Flame from ashes. I don't know what that means. Clarify the Four of Pentacles. What do we need to know about the Four of Pentacles? Give us wisdom and energy about the Four of Pentacles. Any wisdom shares, deeply appreciate it. All right. So as a Taurus, this reading makes me frustrated because somebody's going to play in your face this week about money. Somebody's going to play in your face this week about money. And let's be real, the way that they play in your face about money literally does disrupt your plans. It's not like a small inconvenience that's about like ego or anything like that. It literally is playing in your face about resources in a way that disrupts your plans. Now, the good news comes from the cards that fell out in the shuffle, but I'm going to get to those last because I think that it's important to get to those last. Okay? But in the first row, we have the Six of Swords, the Three of Swords, and the Knight of Wands. The way that this person plays in your face about money and resources is literally meant to teach you something about this person. And it's to teach you that they cannot come along with you, right? The behavior that they engage in is specifically something that as we move into this next year, you promised yourself you were going to leave behind. And some of you guys know that the ancestors work this way, the spirits work this way. They will give you warning about a person and then or a situation, and when you don't pay attention to it, they're like, okay, well, I'm gonna fuck with your money, I'm gonna fuck with your toys, right? The same way that a parent would, to get you to understand that in order for you to move forward, you need to trust them, you need to move away from this low vibrational bullshit, and you need to go in the next direction. Now, Six of Swords, although a difficult energy, it is a blessed energy. Yes, you are moving away from what is comfortable, but a lot of times comfort has its own disruptions and its own limitations, okay? And as you move away from what is comfortable and you trust the unknown, it will bring you to better and more opportunity, okay? But that doesn't mean that the lesson is easy. Even when we know we shouldn't fuck with people, it's still heartbreaking, right? It's still disappointing to know that people will sit around and play in your face. In order for you to move beyond this lesson, accept the heartbreak. That is the energy of, I'm gonna look really pretty tonight. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be arrogant. I didn't even spend that much time on my makeup, but I look really fucking cute. Sorry, I don't mean to be arrogant. But yeah, in order for you to progress and move forward, learn from the heartbreak, move forward, let it happen. Yes, it's going to be painful. Three swords in the heart ain't no whole shit. But it at least puts you in a position where you can learn from it. And the wisdom and the discernment you get from the heartbreak positions you so that you don't have to do it again, right? That's the thing about Three of Swords. Yes, it's painful. Yes, it's hurtful. But if you allow the maturation to take place, you don't have to revisit it again. So fortunately, all of the non-committal behavior, all of the unstable behavior that we may have found comfort in because we've learned to ignore it, if we trust ourselves and we move away from it, there's an opportunity for maturation. And here's the thing, even though somebody's playing with your resources, even though somebody's playing in your face, overall life is beautiful. Allow yourself to move forward and allow this to be a battery in your back that makes you serious about your joy, right? There is very much an impulsivity that is attached to the Knight of Wands because it's Aries energy. Aries is going to do what it want to do. But it's also an energy that is deeply rooted in fun and deeply rooted in the preservation of self. So rather than getting wrapped up in the heartbreak of, oh my God, I can't believe they, let yourself celebrate the moment. You get to release dead weight. You get to be focused on the present moment. You get to be wrapped up in the joy of everything you have and everybody that celebrates you right now. This is about being able to learn from the ways in which people play with you in a way that makes you protect your emotions moving forward as opposed to becoming embittered, right? That's the thing about Queen of Swords. When she's on her shit, when she's aligned, she clocks people's behavior. She understands what she needs to learn from the behavior, and she uses that as wisdom and discernment to protect herself as she moves forward, right? That's why she is literally the queen of wise counsel. She understands the way that human emotions work, and she protects herself based on that. But when she doesn't do that, when she sits in the pain, it makes her embittered. It makes her a bitter, mean-ass person. This is about you being able to move away from people, taking the lessons and the hits you need to, in a way that allows you to be sharper and wiser, not embittered. So yes, somebody is going to play with your money this week, but you also need to have hope and faith that whatever they played with, you're going to get back in some other way. Star card is hope and faith in the future. It's understanding that as you move forward and as you trust and have faith and hope, things will work out for you. Even in the midst of a storm, you have to have, what is going on with my necklace? You have to have faith that things are going to work out for you, right? And it's easy to have faith when you have everything you want. It's another thing to have faith when things are not going your way. And that's literally what faith is. It's believing that things are going to be okay and that things are working out in divine order, even when stuff going on around you isn't the way you want it to look, isn't the way that you hoped, right? So yeah, this person's behavior is really fucking disappointing and it puts you in a really shitty position. But do you believe in yourself? Do you believe in God enough? Do you believe in your ancestors enough to believe that whatever was played with and taken from you is going to come back to you, right? Now's not the time to get weird and embittered and isolate. Now's not the time to get miserly with yourself. Don't panic, right? Four of Pentacles is a panic energy. It's, oh my God, I may not have enough. Let me sit on my coins. Let me not take care of myself. Let me skip out on bills. Let me, That's not what we're doing right now. That's not what we're doing. What we are doing is taking the wisdom and learning how to prune the plants from the seeds that we've already planted, right? Seven of Pentacles. Now's the time to plan. How do you put yourself in a position where you don't end up here? Those are the things you need to be thinking about. If you can move that way, you'll be able to navigate this energy or this letdown in a way that propels you forward, as opposed to falling into a tower moment and jumping off the ledge, panicking, right? Now's not a time to panic. It's a time to plan. So overall, yes, somebody is going to play in your face. Yes, somebody is going to let you down. Rather than getting embittered about that and sitting and wallowing in a heartbreak, celebrate the fact that you now have clear understanding of who you need to walk away from and who you cannot carry into this next chapter, okay? Be grateful for the wisdom and the discernment that comes to you about how to protect yourself as you move forward, okay? Cards that fell out in the shuffle. High Priestess and the Page of Pentacles. I love this for us. Because again, going back to that Four of Pentacles, especially with the Tower, it's easy to panic. But now's not a time to panic. Now's the time to believe that the universe is going to take care of you. Now is the time to believe in your own capacity for abundance, to believe that things are going to work out in your favor. Empress energy is not panic. She's creative, right? And from that creativity, from that deep trust in yourself and your spirits, comes new opportunities and new gifts that replace what was snatched from you, okay? So that is our general reading for the week. Let's go into, I wanted to go into health and wellness, but Spirit is saying to go into money next. So we'll do money, we'll do health and wellness, we'll do love, and then we'll wrap up with questions from the audience, okay? ancestors, angels, ascended masters, spirits, and walk with me, my elevated ancestors. What do we as a collective, those watching either right now live or those watching in the replay throughout the week, need to know about our relationship with money, our relationship with prosperity and abundance as we wrap up the final week of December 2025 and enter into the first week of January? What do we need to know? What do we need to keep our eyes on as it relates to our pocketbook and our bank accounts? Give us insight into what is in store for us in terms of lessons and experiences of money over the next 7 days. Who do we get to be and what do we need to see about ourselves, our habit, and our environment as it relates to finances and stability over these next 7 days? Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. A lot is falling out as I shuffle this deck. Okay. Hello, Carrie. Hello, Denisha Rogers. Hello, Tiffany. Hello, Superzar. Sanidra, if I didn't say hi to you already, hello, good to see you. That Four of Pentacles keeps coming up. Y'all are worried about money, and it makes sense. Y'all didn't listen to what I said at the beginning of the month about not overspending during the holidays. Some of y'all still did that anyway. Hold on a second. I'll pull a clarifier. Clarify the Four of Pentacles. What do we need to know about the Four of Pentacles? Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. Clarify the Five of Cups, ancestors. What do we need to know about the Five of Cups? Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. Yeah. Money is not looking the way that a lot of you all want it to look. And here's the thing. It's not looking the way that a lot of you want it to look, and you have to take responsibility for that. There's been a lot of vice-based spending, whether that was overspending due to the nostalgia of the holiday, or honestly, some of y'all niggas need to stop buying weed. You don't need that bottle of Hennessy right now, that bottle of Crown, right? And Spirit is really calling you. The reason why this is coming up during this final week of December is because this tendency of overspending on your vices and acting like you don't understand why you aren't where you want to be later, you can't carry that into the new year. There's no time for that, right? This is a time of getting really, really clear about your legacy. What some of you all do is you overspend on your vices, and then you act like you don't understand, right? That's the thing about devil card. Yes, it's attachments, but it's attachments that we blame on the devil. We blame on the outside force. So it's okay for me to spend $80 on Uber Eats, even though I don't feel like cooking, even though I'm letting the vegetables and the food in my fridge rot because I'm tired and it's my job's fault that I'm tired, right? It's okay for me to spend $45 on a bottle of alcohol, even though I know I have bills due, because I'm stressed out and my nigga shouldn't be stressing me out, right? Get a grip. Get a fucking grip. I mean that the nicest way. Get a grip. Because what happens is You do the attachment-based, vice-based overspending, and then you are miserly and stingy with yourself in the areas where it counts. The thing about Four of Pentacles is it's not just saving. If this were just savings for saving's sake, it would be a fine energy. But Four of Pentacles is like you're being miserly and you're cutting yourself off in the areas where you should be spending. Some of you guys should be going ahead and paying that copay to go see your doctor. You got a call for some weird shit going on that you're ignoring, but you don't have the money for your copay because you bought a bottle of liquor you didn't need this week. Some of you guys should be going ahead and paying that gym membership. You know good and goddamn well you're not going to work out and go on your walks and shit the way you've been lying to yourself and saying you was going to do with all the free shit. You need to pay for an exercise class. You need to enroll in the Peloton. But you're not fucking doing it because, again, you've overspent on your vices, right? And here's the thing, Seven of Cups, clarifying the Four of Pentacles. There's a lot of confusion around your options. Could advice be constantly helping your kid? Yeah, because some of you guys, and I'm teaching a class about this in January, and it's going to piss the moms off, but a lot of y'all got to stop hiding behind y'all kids. And so sometimes advice can be constantly helping your kid out, especially if it feeds your ego in a particular way, especially if you know that the way you're helping your kid out is enabling them and not teaching them boundaries. But we'll have that conversation later, okay? But yeah, there's a lot of chosen confusion going on, and that needs to be addressed. Ten of Pentacles. If your money is not setting you up for legacy, what is it doing? If your money is not setting you up for legacy, what is it doing? I'm going to say that again. If your money is not setting you up for legacy, what is it doing? There's two messages here. One, again, the money needs to set you up for legacy. The other one, and we've talked about this in previous readings, some of you guys have intergenerational poor behaviors when it comes to money. You learned from watching your father that buying a bottle is what you should do when you're stressed. You learned from your mother that when you have difficult feelings, you escape through shopping and through wasting, right? And so because you don't know how to break this pattern, this generational pattern, these bad habits, these generational bad habits around finances, the way that you deal with it is through restriction in areas that are actually really important. And that's something that's going to be highlighted for you this week that really needs to end and it really needs to stop. Here's the thing. Yes, these are shadow lessons related to money and finance and how you spend, and they may be difficult or heavy as you navigate them. But here's the thing. Everybody who's watching tonight is actually relatively smart. You're actually relatively smart. And once you learn a lesson, you learn it, your behavior shifts, and then your gratitude for the wisdom that comes with it. But also, Spirit is telling me to tell you that if you're worried about money right now, because you know you overspent on some bullshit, don't be worried to the point where you let yourself get depressed. Because the Nine of Cups is talking about gratitude and wish fulfillment. So things are going to work out. They may not work out the way you want them to, but they are going to work out. So now's not a time to waste time on focusing on your mistakes. Because the more you focus on your mistakes, the more it leads into depression. And the harder it is for you to focus on what is full and what is working out in your life. Okay? So again, let this be a lesson about why you can't be restrictive in the areas that are important. Why hiding and hoarding is not going to bring you to financial breakthrough. Let this be a lesson. And celebrate where your life is anyway. Money may not be perfect right now, but life is still really, really good. And Three of Cups is a card of celebration. So don't let where your money is be a thing that makes you so depressed and so fucked up that you don't celebrate the fact that we're going into a new year. Okay? Don't be in isolation. Isolation will only make it worse. Whatever this vice is, going back to the Devil card, it gets worse when you feel isolated. So make sure you're around other people. Make sure you're finding free ways to celebrate right now, okay? But the overarching theme this week is that Spirit is really, really begging you and asking, not begging, but it's really calling you. And it's harping on the fact that there's stuff going on with emotional lack that's making you have an unhealthy relationship with your money. Queen of Cups, when her needs are not met, she can be very clingy. She can be very wasteful. She can be very dependent on external validation. So what's going on with your relationship with money as it relates to your needs that's causing money to slip through your hands right now? It has something to do with an emotional hole. And that emotional hole needs to be filled in other ways that don't result in a whole lot of overspending. Why is all of this coming up? There's stuff that you want to do in this first quarter of 2026. You got to get this shit in order now so that when these opportunities start to present itself, these new beginnings come to bear, you're able to take advantage of them. It's one thing to talk about resolutions and all this stuff. If you don't change what's going on inside, it's not going to show up in your outside. So even when you are blessed with a new opportunity, Ace of Wands, if you haven't changed internally, if you still are carrying around your vices, if you are still somebody who falls to depression very easily just because your bank account is not where you want it to be, if you are somebody that defaults to isolation and restriction and being miserly when money doesn't go the way you want it to, that's not going to help you when the new opportunities come. So again, check in on yourself. What's missing? What is the hole that I'm trying to fill through nostalgic spending, through vice-based spending? And what does that hole actually need in order to be filled? Because that's the other thing about the Devil card. You think that you're getting over. You think that you're filling a void. You're numbing. And that's different. Numbing is not fulfilling a void. Okay? Now I want to talk about the cards that fell out in the shuffle. 10 of Pentacles, break the generational curse so that you can bring generational wealth into your family. Again, these are habits that you learned from your elders. You picked these things up from community. Be the person that's brave enough to break it and be the example of breaking it for the younger folks. Okay? If you learn to go shopping and waste money when you're sad from your mother, break that habit now so it doesn't trickle down to your daughter. Okay? And if you literally need to write out a vision board, if you need to create a to-do list, if you need to write out tasks to hold yourself accountable, do that shit. But write out the future that you want for yourself so that way you can see clearly how the current spending habits you have are not bringing you closer to that future, right? Why am I advising you to do this? A, because that's the wisdom of the Two of Wands, but also we have the Two of Pentacles, not the Two of Pentacles, the Two of Swords. Two of Swords is indecision. It's things that we blind ourselves from because they feel too heavy for us. Some of you guys know that this is shit you need to stop doing, and you've known it for a while. But rather than engaging in the difficulty of making the choice to do better or do different, you just want to blind yourself from the reality of it. That's why the Two of Swords is always blindfolded. It's time to take the blindfold off, get real with yourself, develop a plan to show up and do differently, and be the person that's brave enough to break this pattern and this curse. Okay? That is the money reading for this week. Let's look into health and wellness next. My hair smells good too. I know y'all are probably sick of me, but I washed my braids today. Do y'all know I only learned in the last month or two that bitches don't be washing their braids. That's why they be walking around smelling like dog and wet carpet. People don't wash their braids. That's fucking crazy to me. It's fake hair, but it's still hair that's on your head. And you should be washing it. I've always understood that. But a lot of bitches don't be washing their braids. That's why they can only keep them in for 4 or 5 weeks. Yeah, wash your braids. And I love washing my braids. It's my favorite thing to do. Sisters, angels, ascended masters, spirits walk with me. Elevated ancestors. What is the wisdom that we as a collective need as it relates to our health and wellness as we go into the week of December 29th through January 4th? Give us insight into what we need, those watching either now live or in the replay. What do we need so that we can have good balance of our mental, physical, and spiritual health? If there are any breakthroughs, lessons, blessings, challenges related to health of mind, body, and soul, illuminate them now so that we know how to arm ourselves and how to protect ourselves, how to establish habits and patterns that will allow us to have good holistic health. Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. I can tell when I have clients that don't pray, and it's a pet peeve of mine because I don't think people understand that I'm literally legitimately praying over the cards when I'm talking. And I will have clients interrupt me. I will have clients talk over me. I've had to cuss clients out for doing that shit. But you can tell when people don't pray because they don't know how to recognize when other people are praying. That's been a really big pet peeve of mine over the last month. Got an interesting card. Let's see. I'm actually going to use millennial to clarify this one. This is really interesting. Clarify the Seven of Swords. What do we need to know about the Seven of Swords? Ancestors, angels, ascended masters, spirits that walk with me, my elevated ancestors. Clarify the Seven of Swords further. What is the Seven of Swords telling us about our health? Some of you guys need to stop drinking for a little bit. I know that I'm going to be doing dry January. I am allowing myself to have alcohol January 1st because shit, I'm a drink. I survived. I know I will. I survived 2025. A bitch is going to have a shot on January 1st. But then after that, I am definitely going to participate in dry January. Some of you guys need to fast from alcohol for a little bit. And it's not so much because of, it's always going to be an improvement to your physical health when you're not drinking alcohol. But there's an emotional cloudiness and a lack of ability to see people and things around you clearly. But that's in the second row. Let's start with this first row. King of Wands, the card of the athlete. I need to start drinking. No, the fuck you don't, Sanidra. You good off alcohol. You don't need alcohol. But the card of the athlete, the card of somebody who has a lot of physical activity, physical energy. We are going to be blessed to have a lot of excitement and physical energy. So we might as well channel that into new health regimens, right? If you know you've been lax on your exercise routine, this is a great time to start a new one. But make sure it's one that you are passionate about and one that will sustain your interest, right? That's the thing. King of Wands is not bored. He's not bored of himself or the things he's passionate about. So it's best that you figure out a physical routine that you're passionate about, that you're going to stick with, as opposed to something that is new, that is only going to spark your interest momentarily, right? But the Ace of Wands is talking about the spark of inspiration. That's another reason why some of us need to increase physical activity. We spend way too much time in the mind. We're actually losing ideas because we're not getting our blood pumping. So if you know you are trying to start a new project, see the increase in your workout as a sacrifice or an offering, for lack of better words, towards your new project or endeavor, okay? But be careful. Be careful. If you know ain't worked out in 3 months, don't run the CrossFit, nigga. Don't fucking right. If you know that you barely go for walks, don't try to do a 10-mile run, right? Be deliberate, because if you're not careful and you try to do way too much just because it's the beginning of the year, you will cause an injury. 9 of Wands is a card of injury. So just be careful. Be very, very careful, okay? Some of this is rooted in weight loss for a few of us, because you're thinking about how you want to look. You're thinking about how you want your body to be changed by the time summer rolls around, right? Sun card, Leo energy. It's also an energy of arrogance. Like, you guys just really want to look cute. So it's not just that you guys are going to be changing physical regimen and routine. You will also be thinking about new haircuts, ways to beautify yourself. Here's where it gets interesting with the Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords is clarified by the Emperor and the Four of Cups. Seven of Swords in this instance is very much a card of self-sabotage. What does that have to do in terms of health? Well, it goes back to what I was saying. Yes, you need to increase your physical activity, but don't lie to yourself about what you're capable of, right? If you know that you are going from 500 steps a day and you're trying to do 10,000, you're setting yourself up for failure, right? So you want to set yourself up for success, not sabotage. I think what happens is sometimes, and it's hard for people to recognize when they're doing it, when they don't want to really do a thing, they'll overdo it on purpose to justify why they think they shouldn't be doing it. And there are a couple of you guys that, you know, I love y'all down, but y'all suffer from laziness. Four of Cups. Laziness, dissatisfaction, disconnection. So you may on purpose go to the gym just for the first 10 days of January and try to lift weights after not having lifted weights for 18 years, and then injure yourself and be like, oh, see, that's why I don't do shit. Don't do that. Don't do that. Set yourself up for success. Be disciplined and deliberate about how you go about changing your physical regimen as we start off the year. Be disciplined and deliberate so that you can stick with it, right? And then we end with that Ace of Cups. Just stop drinking. Some of you guys you have gotten way too used to hiding your emotions with alcohol. And new love is coming into some of y'all's lives. But it's not just new love. You're wondering why your money is fucked up and your emotions are fucked up. And what do we know about the Ace of Cups? It's the heart chakra. When there are heart chakra blockages, we cannot receive. So if you are one of the people that was being referenced in the finance reading, right? You have these patterns, you have these blockages that need to be removed. Give yourself 1 month without alcohol and see what comes up. See who you are when you have to deal with your emotions sober. And let those lessons be something that really informs your shadow work as you move forward, okay? But that is the health reading for this week. We're going to wrap up with love now. See what's in store for us when it comes to love as we wrap up the year and prepare for the new year ahead of us. Ancestors, angels, ascended masters, spirits of all with me, elevated ancestors, for wisdom, to we as a collective meet about love and romance and matters of the heart as we enter the week of December 29th through January 4th. Tell us what lessons we will learn related to love, connection, and intimacy over the next 7 to 10 days. Who do we need to be? What do we need to see about ourselves, our habit, and our environment in order to have the experiences of love and be experienced by those we love or want to love in the ways we want? Give us wisdom and insight into that so that we can show up as our best selves. Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. Ooh, juicy card fell out. I'm going to save that for last. The key to working out is to find a sports class, gym you enjoy. Dulcinea knows what she's talking about. Dulcinea knows what she's talking about. She's been very, very disciplined in that arena. She is a part of a boxing gym that's really amazing, and it's been really good for her. So listen to the Virgo. Listen to what the Virgo is saying to you. and take the wisdom. It's caffeine for me. I'm scared. I'm not gonna lie. Give yourself permission to be gentle with yourself. It's not meant to be easy. Fasts aren't supposed to be easy. They're supposed to stretch you. They're supposed to be difficulty because we learn through the difficulty. So be patient with yourself. It's not a coffee replacement, but I know it's helped me when I've had to fast from caffeine. Go to Trader Joe's and get yourself some ginger packets. The ginger powder from Trader Joe's is different than like normal ginger tea. I don't know why. But get yourself some of that and a really, really good honey and be patient with yourself. Okay? Clarify the millennial again. Ancestors, angels, ascended masters, spirits who walk with me. Clarify the moon card. What is the moon card trying to tell us about love and romance? Won't see y'all next Sunday, but me and my nephew's birthday is the 5th, so I'm celebrating early. Happy birthday to your nephew. We love a Capricorn. We love a Capricorn. Okay. I just had this conversation with somebody earlier today, and it's coming back up in the reading, and that's how I know that this is about synchronicity. I think it's really easy sometimes to blame our romantic patterns on what we are attracted to or the people that we choose or date. And it can be hard sometimes to hold ourselves accountable to how the false notions we have about ourselves are causing us to make certain compromises that are not in our best interest. Okay? What do I mean by that? There are shadows related to, for those watching either live or in the replay, there are shadows related to who we thought we were going to be in our adulthood and where we thought we were going to be romantically that are showing up in our actions in terms of dating. It's not as simple as desperation. For some of y'all, it is desperation. I'm not going to lie, and I know that's a strong word, but for some of y'all, it is. For others of y'all, it is chosen confusion. What are you pretending not to know kind of energy. For others of y'all, it's like outright resentment. I don't have what I want romantically, so I'm just going to give up on love. I'm just not going to try, right? And it's not serving you. And Spirit is calling you to use this full moon coming up this next Saturday, January 3rd. Literally use the full moon to let that shit go and release it. Bring it into the light, confront it, and release it so that way it doesn't continue to become a deficit in your romantic life, okay? Spirit really wants you to go ahead and let that shit go so that you can move forward. Because what it's doing is it's causing an imposter syndrome in your life. You have all the tools you need and you've already refined the skill set in order to get what you want in terms of love and romance. But these deficits, these shadows, make you feel like a faker, make you feel like an imposter, all because you haven't gotten things quick enough or on the timeline you want. It's creating heart chakra blockages for you. And it's making it hard for you to receive the kind of romance that you know you really, really, truly want. It's showing up as a spiritual and emotional confusion in your life. So even when you have opportunities for connection that are in alignment with you, you can't see them clearly because you're seeing them through the filter of your emotions, which are based in fear, which are based in deficit, which are based in misalignment. Okay? So you really have to do the work of releasing whatever baggage it is that you've carried over from younger versions of yourself. Stop letting 13-year-old you inform adult you about what you want for your relationships. Yes, when you were 13 years old sitting around playing MASH or whatever the fuck 13-year-olds do, it may have been easy for you to tell yourself, I'm going to be 22 and I'm going to be married to a millionaire and I'm going to have 5 babies. That's not realistic. That's not where life brought you. And you are not a failure or an imposter just because life didn't bring you there. Let go of whatever childish understandings of love you may be grappling with that are making you operate in confusion constantly, okay? How do you do that? Simple. You teach yourself through patience, through apprenticeship, through looking at the people that you are blessed to have in your life that have the types of relationships that you want. Pay attention to what they're doing. Pay attention to how they got there. And teach yourself through apprenticeship how to show up differently, okay? Because here's the thing. Abundant love is your birthright. And it may not look the way that you want it to as your 13-year-old self, but you're a grown-ass person. You're a mature person. You're a person that's unafraid of hard work. So the same hard work you put into your children, the same hard work you put into your profession and your business, put that into your love life. Put that into shaping your heart. Put that into letting your heart mature so that you can actually call in a love that's going to be aligned with you instead of beating yourself up because you at 25, 30, 35, 40 haven't called in what 13-year-old thought you wanted, okay? That's why this message is coming through the King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles is able to accumulate wealth and the things that they want for themselves, not just because they're lucky, but because when they hit a bump in the road or when they go through a period of deficit, they learn from it. Every deficit you've had related to love and romance was meant to teach you something. Learn from it so that you can be an aligned partner that gets the things you want, and love can be a legacy that you rest in, okay? And stop running from your ancestors. Some of you guys who are watching live and in the replay, you go to your ancestors and you bother them about every fucking thing. You bother them about your boss. You bother them about making sure you have enough money to go on vacation. There are areas of life you feel comfortable going to spirit about, but you run from talking to spirit about your love life. And I've said this in previous classes. I'm going to say it here. If it's anything you should pray over, it's your love life. It's who you're going to end up laying to next to every night. Okay? So let your spirit guide you. They have wisdom to give you. That's further confirmed in the card that fell out. Answering a higher calling. Some of you guys are not having the experiences you want romantically because instead of dating from your alignment, you are dating from your inner child wounds. I'm going to say that again. Some of you guys are having the difficulty with love and romance that you are because instead of dating from your higher calling, instead of dating from your alignment, you are dating from your inner child wounds, right? I listened to that Destiny's Child song, I Need a Soldier, the other day, and I felt repulsed. I felt disgusted. I don't want none of that shit them bitches are talking about. I shouldn't call them bitches because I love Destiny's Child. I don't want nothing that those women are talking about in that song. But 17-year-old Larissa, you couldn't convince me that that was just the perfect definition. I need a roughneck ass bullshit. Get the roughnecks away from me. I like legal money. I like riding around in a car that don't have a unregistered gun in it. Like, I don't like none of that shit. Some of you are having a hard time attracting love because instead of dating from your alignment, you are dating from your inner child wounds. Take this full moon on January 3rd to release these inner child wounds and connect with what is in alignment with your adult self so that you can have healthier experiences of love and stop running from commitment. Okay? We are now at the end of the general reading. I hope that these spreads were helpful for you all. Some of it I felt a little called out on. I'm not going to lie, even though this is a general reading. Some of it I felt a little called out on. Some of it I low-key hope that my clients that I did readings for earlier today were watching this so that they can hear it reiterated. You know who you are. Still love you down. If you would like for me to take a question from you, go ahead and put your questions in the comments after you sent your love offering. Again, I've stated and I prepared you guys for this last week. Love y'all down. But after the experiences I've had for the last few months actually, these readings are no longer free. You have to submit a minimum love offering of $8.88. If you are prepared to submit a love offering of $8.88, I'm more than happy to take a question from you. So go ahead and submit your love offering either to my Cash App or my PayPal, both of which are scrolling below. And once you've done that, I will go ahead and do a 3-card spread for you, answering your question. Nicole, I see that you submitted a love offering. Thank you so much for doing that. If you have a question for me, go ahead and put it in the comments section. I will wait for you to put your question, Nicole, in the comments section. And while you are doing that, I will go ahead and give updates around things that I'm working on. Look at God. Seven people left the room as soon as I said something. That's fine. I'm totally okay with that. Absolutely. I'm more than happy to do the no longer negotiating reading from Friday. So go ahead and submit your love offering, Tiffany, and I will do the no longer negotiating reading for you. Nicole, what is your question? Go ahead and submit your question so I can take care of you, okay? Thank you, Nicole. See how generous she is? See, if I had more people tuned in like Nicole, I wouldn't even have to set up these kind of rules and regulations. If I had more people that were generous that way, I wouldn't have to put up these. See how she is generous and just gave from her heart instead of coming back week after week and asking me a series of questions, almost like she's trying to tie together a free 1-hour reading instead of just booking with me. Crazy, right? Dulcinea, okay, I will ask you, Dulcinea. I will ask your question. Dulcinea sent in her love offering and she would like to know, why don't men ask her out on dates? Ancestors, angels, ascended masters, spirits that walk with me, my elevated ancestors. Why don't men ask Dulcinea on dates? Is it anything related to her? If so, does she need to change anything? If so, what is it? Please give us wisdom and insight into why this is going on with her. Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. Tiffany, once you've sent your love offering, let me know. And then I will do the no longer negotiating spread for you, okay? Aisha would also like the no longer negotiating spread. So after I'm done with Dulcinea, I will do Tiffany and then I will do Aisha, okay? For those who weren't here Friday, who watched the replay, we talked about things that we will not carry into 2025. I thought it was a dope ass conversation. So if you didn't get to see it live, definitely make sure you check out the replay. But the specialty reading from Friday was the no longer negotiating. So it's to help you identify the things that you no longer need to negotiate. What kind of blockages negotiating these things have caused for you, and then also to give you wisdom and insight into how to release them. Okay. I'm, I'm not laughing at you, Dulcinea. I'm laughing because this is some earth sign shit. This is totally some earth sign shit. You look mean. Even you're so pretty, and I've told you this a million times. If you guys have never seen Dulcinea, Dulcinea is like really, really cute. She's pretty in that way where like you can tell she's gonna, like, when she's in her 40s and 50s, people are gonna think she's in her 30s. She has a really youthful beauty to her. But you come off mean, girl. Like, you come off mean. So it's because you have the RFB, or what? Yeah, RBF. That's what the kids call it. You have RBF. And so because of that, you don't seem approachable. You seem like you would be willing to ball your fist up, right? I had a man actually tell me that once. I was at a bar. I have RBF. I laughed at something he was talking about somebody else with, and it turned into a conversation. And then he said, I had no idea you were this nice. You seem like a woman who sleep with your fist balled up, right? And so that's the energy you give off. Like, people wouldn't understand how sweet and how kind and approachable you are from looking at you. You are unfortunately gonna have to be somebody who learns how to, I wouldn't say make the first move, but have conversations that let people know you're open, right? That's the thing about a page of swords energy. They're learning how to have certain conversations. They're learning how to be open and approachable. So this is something that you're going to have to learn. Learning how to shift your initial communications and interactions with people so that you feel a little bit more welcoming. Because here's the thing. You don't suffer from suitors, right? Knight of Cups. Men are attracted to you. It's not that they don't want to take you out. The desire is there. It's just something going on with a lack of approachability that makes they feel like if they say the wrong thing, you're gonna punch them in the throat. I don't know any other way to say it. I already do. See, are you really doing it? Or are you doing that Virgo thing where you're interviewing people? Are you having open, approachable conversations, or are you out here interviewing niggas, Dulcinea? Love you down, but I know the deficit because I have a Virgo moon. So are you sparking up like fun, jovial conversations, or are you asking people what their life plan is or why they don't believe in aliens? And when was the last time they spoke to their great-grandmother? You know what I mean? Love you with all my heart, but be real. Are you having approachable conversations, or are you having conversations? That's the See, you know what you're doing. You got to find a way to have small talk and make people feel and let people feel like you're being approachable. It may not be what you want to do, but it's the thing you have to do, baby. It's the thing you have to do. Okay. So Tiffany is next, and Tiffany wants the no longer negotiating reading. It's Tiffany. Then it's Aisha. Yes, people do talk about the weather. People do talk about the weather. I actually, and it's annoying as hell, the person that I'm seeing right now, that's how I met them on a snow day, one of the few days it snowed in Atlanta. And that was how we started having conversations, because he was like, "You're not from here, are you?" Because I was not dressed appropriately for the snow. And it turned into a conversation. Let's see. I'm trying to even find the reading from Friday. Oh, here it is. It's after my list of 7 things we're leaving behind. Okay. So Tiffany, let me know that you're still here. Let me know that you're still here, Tiffany. I'm going to go ahead and start your no longer negotiating reading. Okay. Give me 1 second. I feel like this, no, this is it. Ancestors, angels, ascended master spirits to walk with me. Give me insight into what it is that Tiffany needs to no longer negotiate. What is the thing that Tiffany needs to no longer negotiate? What does releasing this point of negotiation open up for her? Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. At some point, I'm going to have to clean out the notes section of my phone because I have so many of these 3-card spreads in here that I get lost in terms of trying to keep up with them. Okay. So the pattern that you keep repeating is one of false positivity. So the first card talks about the cycle, behavior, dynamic that keeps showing up. That isn't really serving you any longer, right? And we have the Sun card. And if I'm not mistaken, I think you were in the Tarot and Shadow Work class. And we talked about that as being a shadow issue of the Sun card, right? Sun card can be toxic positivity. It's somebody who was never allowed to be imperfect. And because of that, that fear of being imperfect makes them engage in toxic positivity, right? You are somebody who keeps repeating the pattern of, even when things are bad or difficult, you don't want to inconvenience other people with your feelings. You don't want to let people down by being the person that's, dealing with letdowns. So you will literally fake it. You will fake through your feelings. And that's not really helpful for you. That's not a good thing, right? In the position of the power you keep giving away with this, we have the Four of Wands. So this is what the energy that's leaking, right? The self-trust that you're giving away. You spend so much time in terms of engaging in toxic positivity and putting on this shield of everything that's okay, that you steal stability from yourself, right? So yeah, you're pouring comfort and stability into other people, but you rob yourself of it. You never really give yourself the opportunity to feel at peace and at rest the way that Four of Wands homecoming energy is rooted in, okay? The boundary that's really going to end this dynamic for you, the boundary, action, or mindset that's finally going to close this particular chapter for good, Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords is communicating authentically. Say what you feel when you feel it. And let what happen happen. You have to trust yourself to get it out. So even if you're having a bad day and you're like, fuck it, I'm having a shitty day, say that. But give yourself permission as soon as you feel a thing to express it, right? That's what you need to stop negotiating. You have to stop negotiating your feelings in the interest of other people, in the interest of making other people comfortable. Because it doesn't serve you, it's not helpful to you. It's only robbing you of stability and comfort, right? So you're doing all this work to make everybody else feel safe and stable around you, and you're not giving yourself the safety and the stability that you deserve, okay? I hope that that resonated with you. I hope that that was helpful. Let me know in the comments. Aisha, you are next. Let me go ahead and just highlight your last comment so that that way I remember who I'm talking to. Tiffany, let me know if that resonated with you or if that was helpful for you at all, okay? Ancestors, angels, ascended masters, spirits that walk with me. What is it that Aisha needs to no longer negotiate with? What are the habits, people, ways of being that she needs to no longer negotiate with and create space for? What becomes open to her once she's able to release these things? Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. Yes, I struggle with this my entire life. Definitely resonates. I'm glad to hear that. You are very, very welcome, Tiffany. Hold on. I had a question not about the reading, but someone had a general question. Let me scroll back up and address it. Happy holidays, my Q&A. I'm still awaiting my paperwork from him. Am I to see him before New Year's? Also, he's seeing someone else right now. Carrie, I'm happy to answer that question. Let me know once you've sent your love offering of $8.88 minimum. You can send it either to Cash App or you can send it via PayPal, okay? Once you've sent it, let me know, and then I will put you in the queue. Right now we have Aisha. Then after Aisha, we have, hold on, Denisha. We have Denisha after Aisha, and then I believe La Balin is next. Sphinxus. I can't even pronounce that word. Sphinxus is next. But yeah, if you'd like to get in the queue, Carrie, go ahead and send your love offering. Once you've sent it, let me know, okay? All right. So the pattern that you keep repeating, Aisha, this is the cycle behavior dynamic that keeps showing up because you haven't made a final decision about it, is the Six of Wands, right? And Six of Wands is a card of influence. It's somebody who's deeply impressive, right? It's somebody who gets a lot of accolades from their community and their peer group. Now, Six of Wands energy is actually really positive. It's nowhere near inherently bad. But it does become bad when we become dependent on external validation, right? Because that's at its core, that's what Six of Wands is. Again, it's accolades from the people around you. There's a dynamic where you are dependent on external validation in ways that you may not be mindful of, right? Because you're an impressive person. And a lot of times when people are very, very impressive, they can become addicted to that, right? So that's something to be mindful of. Yes, you are an influential person, but there's a part of you that has become dependent on the external validation of being such an influential person, right? In the position of the power that you keep giving away, which talks about the energy that you're leaking or the self-trust or authority that you hand over without realizing it, you don't get to have fun and be in the moment and live in the moment the same way that other people do. Knight of Wands is very much a card about impulse, living in the moment, the joy of doing what you want to do without care of other people, right? Being so in the moment that low-key, you don't even know what you're doing half the time. It's like you've had to be so regimented because of the amount of eyes on you and the expectation that's on you that it's made it really, really hard for you to stand in your personal pleasure completely and without restriction. In terms of the boundary that ends it, which talks about the action or mindset that will help you finally close this chapter for good, you need to be selfish. And we run, especially as older daughters, we can run from the title of selfish because we may have had times where we wanted to do basic shit like take a nap in the afternoon and we were called selfish, right? But in order to be that Nine of Pentacles, independently wealthy, moving with freedom, unapologetic person, you have to be self-oriented and you have to choose yourself first. You have to be comfortable with taking risk and making moves that other people may not even be able to understand, right? So to summarize for you, what you have to stop negotiating is you have to stop negotiating other people's feelings and expectations of you to the point where you don't get to live in the current moment. You don't get to have joy of personal experience. You have to give yourself permission to be selfish, because the only way that you're going to be able to experience the joy of living in the moment is by choosing you and choosing that over the external validation of what other people who watch you expect of you. Okay? I hope that that was helpful. I hope that that resonated with you and that it answered your question. Let's see. So we had, already did Aisha. I've done Tiffany. I believe that Denisha is next and then La Balin. La Balin, did you? Or am I making that up? La Balin didn't, not, La Balin doesn't have a question tonight. It's, I'm confusing myself. It's Denisha, then Svinsva. Svinsva girl, you gonna have to tell me what your mama named you because I can't say that shit. But I got you. I got you after Denisha, okay? What do I need to do this week to clear the path for a successful 2026? Denisha, if you haven't already gotten the 2026 forecast reading, I would strongly encourage you to get it. But I'm going to answer your question for you. What can Denisha do to set themselves up for a successful 2026? What is something that she can do as we wrap up the final week of 2025 that will position her for success in 2026? Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. Get your 2026 forecast readings. If you are on the Patreon, all the Patreons who are the patrons, rather, who are on a paid membership level, received access to a white bath ritual to bring success and prosperity into the new year. It comes with a list of ingredients you can use to make your white bath, as well as a list of instructions on how to take the bath and the best times to take it. Everybody's not going to be able to take it the first day of the year, and that's totally fine. So it does have a list of instructions in terms of alternate dates, as well as an enchantment you can use for it. So again, if you're not already subscribed to my Patreon, membership tiers are as low as $5. Go ahead and subscribe so that way you can get access to the prosperity and protection white bath to welcome in the new year. Two things, right? You do need to do some prosperity stuff in terms of inviting in new opportunity for yourself. We have the Ace of Pentacles, which talks about a new offering. I think you're looking for a new job. You're either looking for a new job or you're trying to call in some new business opportunities. So really doing prosperity things in your home, doing your cinnamon, right? If you don't have a Rose of Jericho, you should get one and start working it first day of the year, right? Anything that's going to help you bring in new financial opportunities will be really, really good for you. You also want to do some release work. If it can't wait until the full moon on January 3rd, go ahead and do it on the 31st. And as soon as the clock strikes, go ahead and burn your list. But there are some painful experiences you've had in the year 2025. Your spirits really want you to go ahead and burn and release them so that you don't carry them into this new chapter. Don't bring any pain with you into this new year, right? Think about who you want to be and the type of success you want to have in 2026, and give yourself permission to do visualizations around that, right? Really see yourself showing up in bravery and in success in a way that's going to help you navigate the year of 2026, okay? So those are some general things you can do. Again, 2026 forecast readings are available until the second week of February. So if you have not already booked your 2026 forecast and you want a little bit more detail, because the reading does provide that, I would strongly encourage you to go ahead and book that while you can. The winter sale has morphed into a New Year sale. You should see that in the comments section, right? So there's still time to get 30% off. So if you want the mini, it brings the price down from $125 to $87. If you want the full version of the forecast, it brings the price down from $175 to I think like $115 or something. It's a big discount. So I strongly encourage you and other people, if you've not already booked your 2026 forecast, now is the perfect time to get it. This is the last time until next holiday season. I'm not going to be doing any more big discounts like this. So go ahead and book while you have the chance, okay? Let me undo your comment so I can see whether or not Sfisfis told me how to say her name. I don't expensive joy consistently, and the Knight of Wands came up in spread. Yeah, you got to be in the moment. You got to be in the moment. Let's see. Sphinx. Okay, I can say Sphinx. I can definitely say Sphinx. I got you, Sphinx. Okay. Why has everything that I've tried financially gone sideways? Bought a house, so many complications. Sold the house, so many let's see. That's a great question. Sisters, angels, ascended masters, spirits that walk with me. Give us insight into what's going on with Sphinx in terms of money blockages. Why is it that their financial endeavors, in their words, are going sideways? Give us wisdom and insight into what's going on so that they can remove the blockages that they're dealing with. Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. I'm about to be real annoying because I know y'all are probably like, Mambo got a service for everything. She got a service for everything. And I do. And I do. Because this is my job. I'm a full-time priestess, and I would not be an effective priestess if I didn't have a remedy or a source of support for everything that people deal with. Sphinx, I do not know if you have ever participated in a round of Rich Spirit Prosperity Ritual, but that's literally the nature of the ritual. It's meant to help you highlight and identify any money blockages, spiritual blockages you have related to financial abundance, and to help you call in wealth and riches, okay? So we do have a round of that coming up February 16th through the 19th. I strongly encourage you to join us for the next round. You can click the link to the WhatsApp below so that way you can find out more wisdom and information about it. If you know you're not going to be available during those dates, I have a body wash, Rich Spirit Body Wash. It is a honey-based body wash that is also enchanted with other herbs of healing and prosperity, herbs meant to strip away blockages, herbs meant to bring in prosperity. It also comes with a sheet that outlines a ritual that you can do on your own. So even though you can't participate in Rich Spirit, you have some sort of ritual that you can do at home with the body wash, okay? So those are two things that you may want to consider if you have the bandwidth. Consider investing in those. If you don't feel ready and you want a further, more in-depth reading after this 3-card reading, I do have a Golden Shadows reading. The Golden Shadows reading is meant to help you figure out what your shadows are related to money, how to integrate or release them, and call gold into your life, okay? But what I'm seeing here is that timing. Honestly, it's timing. It's timing. You are meant to have everything you want, right? So I don't even get that you have significant blockages. It's not like a curse. You're not dealing with any generational curse or anything of that nature. Your spirits actually want you to have everything that you want to have. The world is meant to be open to you, is what I'm definitely seeing here. But the reason why I say it's timing is because sometimes the decisions you make are a little bit impulsive, right? And it has a lot to do with a lack of ability to see clearly the nature of the decisions you're making. Seven of Cups is about the emotional filters that make it hard for us to see the options ahead of us clearly. So there's just a lack of like discernment. I don't know if you do any rework, but if you don't, you may want to start so that way you have a little bit more. Because when we're tapped into our Ori, we see clearly. Discernment doesn't escape us. We're able to see through our fears, right? So I would encourage you to do that. But I'm seeing, especially with this Knight of Swords coming up, there's like a little bit of an impulsivity thing sometimes around the decisions you make. So you'll tunnel vision on a goal and just rush towards that. And it can cause you to like, the thing about Knight of Swords is that they're very intelligent, absolutely intelligent. But because they do rush towards what they want, they can miss details. They don't pay attention to the fine details of a situation, right? So that's what I'm seeing here. The good thing is that there's no curses or hexes on you. But it's like the way that you view things. It's not so much that your answers are wrong. The way you go about stuff, there's a little bit of issue with impulsivity, and that impulsivity is driven by emotions. So there are some emotional blockages, not necessarily financial ones, that you really need to work through, okay? Sphinx, let me know if that answered your question. I hope that was helpful for you. Rich Spirit really opened me to some prosperity. Highly recommended. Thank you. It's my favorite thing that I offer. It's the only ritual that I consistently offer. I do offer other rituals, but they tend to be one-offs. Like I'll do a one-off reconciliation reading, a ritual. I'll do a one-off love ritual. I've consistently done Rich Spirit for almost 4 years now. It's one of my favorite things. Thank you, ancestors. Yeah, that's Sagittarius in me. See what I want and slide to it quickly. And that's another reason why, so you being a Sagittarius works in your favor. It's the luckiest sign in the zodiac because of that Jupiter influence. So even though things may not be going out the way you want them to, please know that they could be a lot worse if you were not a Sagittarius and if Jupiter was not smiling on you. So that's another thing. Look at your natal chart. Get in touch with your Jupiter. Get in touch with your Venus. Those are the two that are most important in terms of us being able to understand financial blockages, okay? Denisha, did I answer your question? I feel like Bertal has a question. If there's anyone else other than Bertal that has sent in a love offering and that has a question for me, go ahead and put your comment below so that way I can get to you. If not, then I'm going to go ahead and wrap up with Bertal for the night. Carrie, let me know whether or not you're going to send in that $8.88. Once you do, I'm happy to answer your question. If not, I don't know what to tell you, baby. The rules have changed. No more free readings, unfortunately. It got taken advantage of. Some of you guys got a little rude with it, so I have to set this boundary. And $8.88 is really not that much. It's really, really not that much. Bertal wants to know, hold on. My manager previously brought a promotion to me, but it is not happening anymore. She is leaving the department. Is she lying about the different people I had issues with? Okay, let's see. Let's go ahead and see what's going on with Bertal. Ancestors, angels, and city masters, spirits to walk with me, my elevated ancestors. What happened with the promotion that Bertal was promised? What's going on with that situation? Please give us wisdom and insight into what's happening with that situation. Why was it promised to her and then taken away? Why is her manager leaving? Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. Denisha wants to know how to join the Patreon. So if there's anyone who is a member of my Patreon, please feel free to share the link with her. I believe the link to my Patreon is in the comments section, Denisha. So if you look in the comments section of this video on YouTube, it should be listed. If not, it's patreon.com/Soleil Spirit Work. Patreon.com/Soleil, SOLE Spirit Work. Thank you, Nicole. I appreciate you tremendously. Nicole's going to post it in the comments section here. But in the description, it should be listed as well. But Nicole is also going to post it for you shortly. Okay? Your boss is leaving because the environment has been extremely emotionally stressful for her. She has been put in a position where she's had to be both father and mother to some of your coworkers, and it's draining the fuck out of her. So it's not that she was disinterested, or that she was lying to you. She really did want to give you that promotion. I just think that she hit her breaking point before she could stay around to make sure that it happened for you. Now, in terms of why the promotion is no longer there for you, you need to go ahead and start planting seeds elsewhere, baby. It's time for you to start strategizing. This is not going to be your forever place. There's a lot in the environment that's not in alignment with you. It's not going to work for you. So Spirit really wants you to go ahead and start planting seeds so that you can have a future position elsewhere. It is time that you get strategic. It's time that you get strategic. A lot of the things that you want in a work environment, you can find them elsewhere. You are also deeply qualified and I was about to say deeply accoladed. Lord, I was about to make up a word. Deeply credentialed. You have an impressive resume. You may not believe that about yourself, but you do. And the King of Swords is literally the expert. They're the lawyer. They're the professor. They are the consultant. So you can get what you are deserving of elsewhere. You just have to be strategic and you have to be cutthroat about getting it. So I'm going to pull a clarifier over the King of Swords because I'm also getting something about your coworkers from the King of Swords. Clarify the King of Swords. What do we need to know about? Ooh, the King of Swords. Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. If there's anyone else that would like a reading, go ahead and send your love offering in now and put your question in the comments, and I will answer your question after I'm done with Bertal. If you've already submit your love offering and I skipped you by accident, let a heifer know, because I can't do it if you don't remind me, okay? Yeah. So here's the thing. Not only do you have experience, intellect, and know-how on your side, girl, you are a full-ass priestess and a powerful one at that. If you want another job, you can create another job for you. And people fuck with you and love you. You have amazing, favorable associations. Not just at your current job, but at past jobs. There are too many things working in your favor to stay in a position that does not serve you. The other thing I get from the Three of Cups is, yes, your coworkers do gossip about you. Yes, they do talk shit about you. That's even more of a reason to leave. So rather than staying around and fucking around and waiting for one of these knuckle dragging bitches to get promoted and potentially have authority over you, do what you need to do to go ahead and leave, okay? I hope I answered your question, Bertal. Let me know if that answered your question. But what I'm seeing here is that you need to just go ahead and go. She told me to go into a different department. But if people I had issues with, she said they respect me and to leave it in the past and go. I'm seeing, and here's the thing, you still have consultation with me this month. I don't know why your hard-headed ass ain't booked your consultation with me. But go ahead and book your consultation with me so that we can delve deeper into this. What the reading is saying is that you need to leave the company. Okay? I know that may not be what you want to hear. I know it may involve a lot of work. But what I'm seeing is that it's time for you to just leave. Okay? But we can talk more about this in your consultation. Book your time with me. It's already covered. Don't let the hour go to waste. So book it with me, okay? So that we can talk about this further and get some answers. All right? Nicole, did you put the, okay, let me see. I'm gonna try to write it in the comment section, but it should be in the description of this video, my Patreon information. Sometimes when I put comments here on StreamYard, for some reason it doesn't go through. Does everybody see that? Denisha, do you see the Patreon information? Patreon.com/Soleil Spirit Work. Did that come up for you? Let me know. Let me know. If there's no one else that has questions tonight, I'm going to go ahead and call it an evening. Go ahead and allow myself to get some rest. Again, I strongly encourage everyone to join the Patreon. Oh, you did share the link. Okay, perfect. No, you didn't. You said I got her, and then you didn't put the link up. But hopefully my putting it in, let me see, and then I'm going to make it the comment to show. But that's my Patreon. Patreon.com/Soleil Spirit Work. Tiers as low as $5. Everybody at the paid tier gets access to the white bath ritual. Also, God willing, if my migraines allow, I'm hoping to have the readings for January up by tomorrow night. So hopefully that's a little bit more of an incentive for people to join. But the January readings based off of air, fire, water, and earth signs should be up by tomorrow night as well. So hopefully you guys join. You guys will be able to benefit from the ritual. I'm going to assume that there are no more questions because I don't see any in the comments. And I'm going to go ahead and wrap up for the night. I will be back here Friday. There will be no reading on Thursday because Thursday is the New Year's holiday. That's a national holiday for me and very much a spiritual holiday for me. The decks that I've used tonight, I've used 3 interchangeably. So I'm going to go ahead and show them to all of you before I take off. Thank you for asking me that, Aisha. I'm real bad at reminding you guys of the decks. So first one, my trusty tried and true. You guys are probably sick of her. This is Afro Anime, some of the most beautiful artwork you'll ever see. Afro Anime. I also use Tarot of the Divine. This is one of my favorite decks. Rebought her over and over again. This is some of the most gorgeous artwork. Let me see if I can find one of my favorite ones. But I love one of my favorite depictions ever of the 6 of Cups. Absolutely gorgeous. Let's see, what else? 9 of Cups is too cute. Absolutely love it. But the Empress is one of my favorites in here too. I just love this deck. Yeah, the Empress. Tell me that's not Freda. Love it. Absolutely love it. But yeah, this is one of my favorite decks in the world. And then I also used Millennial Tarot, which again is one of the ones I reach for quite a bit. But those are the 3 decks I've used interchangeably tonight. Again, I will not be on here Thursday, but I will be here on Friday at 8 p.m. for another happy hour reading. There will be a specialty spread as always with happy hour. So if you are free at 8 o'clock on Friday, please come back and join us. Yeah, have a peaceful week. Have a blessed week. Have an abundant week. Make sure you love on your friends and family. And until Friday, I want you all to take care, and I'll see you later. Bye. I'm going to go back and finish listening to Rico Nasty.